Alright, hello. And welcome to another Alright, hello. And welcome to another episode of The Talk with Tylin. And as you guys can see right here, we just got finished. That didn't make sense. We just finished watching Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Pause, because I thought he was actually going to introduce that he had a guest. You
no,
were
I was
talking about the movie.
I was getting there. Okay. So, we just got done watching Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. And I'm here with my fellow cousin, Elon.
The best cousin.
The best cousin. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So anyways, so we're here to give you our spoiler review. That's right, spoiler review. So, you guys haven't seen the movie yet, get out of here. What are you doing? Go away. Okay, so starting with the stuff that we liked, what did you like?
First on the docket, we're going to talk about Ant-Man and his performance in the movie.
Paul Rudd. The performance of Paul Rudd.
The performance of Paul Rudd.
Yeah.
First of all, we're going to talk about how, number one, actually, no, we can talk about this. Okay, so personally, I feel that the movie had our protagonist. He had very good comedy. He had very good runtime and everything. Weird, not a lot of ants. That was kind of weird, right? We barely saw any ants in this movie, other than at the end of the movie.
I mean, well, Ant-Man usually his go-to is the stick is just
The shrinking and growing.
Yeah, shrinking and growing.
Okay.
There's never been that many ants. I think the most ants there's been in any Ant-Man movie is the first one.
Mm-hmm.
So following up on what you said about Ant-Man, just Paul Rudd in general, I think this is the best we've seen of Ant-Man so far. I'd say this and Endgame are the two biggest. Civil War 2 because that's the
I don't
first
remember
time.
what he did in Endgame.
He's the reason the world got saved. He introduced everyone to the quantum realm. No. The thing that this whole movie is based off of?
What happened in that movie?
Yeah, they didn't go to the quantum realm. No, wait, what happened in Endgame?
That was a long time ago.
They introduced them? We'll have to go watch Endgame again. Going back to Ant-Man, it was, again, like I just said, this is the best we've seen of just Ant-Man in general, of Scott Lang, because it really felt as if a lot was on the line, especially with the final fight scene between him and Kang, where Kang is just putting a hurt on this man. I think I said this in a TikTok video. I don't think that Ant-Man could stand up to Kang.
I thought Ant-Man was gonna die.
Oh yeah, we really thought he was gonna die.
I thought my man was really gonna die.
I think that would have been a perfect last stand for him. It would have been tragic, but a perfect tragedy.
I personally wouldn't care because it's Ant-Man, and I think his contract's up. Could be wrong about that, but I mean, like we were just talking about. I mean, Kane, he was giving. We're kind of jumping everywhere.
Yeah.
But Kane was giving stone cold killer in that movie.
Yeah,
I really thought this man was about to take out. Talk about intro as a villain, and you come through taking out an Avenger just like that.
Dude, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That would have been great. Marvel, what are you doing?
What are you doing, man?
You could have.
What's happening?
You could have had everyone wow.
Yeah, dude. The way he comes in, especially there's that one scene where he's talking to Janet, and Janet's like, "What about the worlds?" And he's like, "Well, I wish I cared."
I wish I cared. I was that's how I be talking. And then saying this.
And then MODOK, he's with MODOK, and so basically there's a scene, everybody's seen it, where they get captured, and then this is the first introduction to Kang. MODOK is there, and MODOK's about to talk, and Kang is like, "Nope," and he just slams him against the wall, and he's like, "Don't talk while I'm in this room." And I'm like, what?
You don't care.
Another thing, Jonathan Majors, the guy who plays Kang, one of my favorite actors now. I think this is the first movie that I've seen Jonathan Majors in. I can't really think of it.
That wasn't a slave movie.
Oh, he's been in slave movies?
He's been in a lot of slave movies.
Oh my god.
So, yeah.
But yeah, one of my favorite actors now. Just the way his mannerisms
That's
are.
so funny because we're about to talk about.
Oh, we're about to talk about.
We'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
But one thing we need to talk about is the CGI because the face.
Oh, okay. We're gonna jump to something that we didn't like. I talked about this in a TikTok. I remember I reacted to the trailer. There's a scene where he's got the blue mask on. It's like a full money shot. He's walking and he's looking and he just blasts the screen. What happened to his face in that scene? Why does it look? His face gets bigger.
It looks
Jonathan
like
Majors already has a big nose.
Big nose.
Why would you make it 10 times bigger?
It looks like George Lopez in the Shark Boy
Yeah,
Lava
it really
Girl
did.
movie.
It looked goofy, and I remember I said at the end of that video, I remember it. I hope they fix this. I go in there, I go look in the theater, I'm like,
they
ain't fix it.
They took that. They saw the people talking about it, and they said,
"You still gonna watch?
You're still gonna watch this movie? I'm not doing extra. I'm not doing extra for this.
You still gonna watch?
I'm still gonna watch it.
I'm still gonna be counting money.
Still gonna be counting my checks.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about MODOK.
The second villain.
What? Oh my god! You know that episode of SpongeBob where his breath stinks, and he talks to that dude in the theater. And the dude's like,
yeah.
And he's like, oh!
Yeah.
That was my face every time I saw
That's
MODOK
literally
on the
how you
screen.
looked in the movie.
Like I looked, I was like, oh,
like
what the?
And then like when I saw he had the helmet on, I was thinking to myself, they're gonna pull that helmet up, and I'm not prepared for what I'm gonna see. There's no way I'm prepared, because in my head, I'm thinking to myself, what would I do if Marvel called me up and said, hey, I need you to make MODOK. I need you to make him.
Oh my god, like that was. But another thing I really did, I loved MODOK in this movie. I loved how
he was really good. His personality very much was.
I love how one-off he is. Like, I don't think they'll bring back MODOK ever again. But that's basically MODOK. MODOK's an idiot. So he's a what is it? Mechanized machine. He's just a machine designed for killing. So
Whatever.
I forgot what the acronym was, but yeah, he's just a killing machine. There's really nothing else to him. But I absolutely love, this is one thing that I love about the MCU, and I love how they incorporated this into the movie, or included this into the movie, is the long-term storytelling from Ant-Man 1 to Ant-Man 3 with, what's his name, Darren? Yeah, Darren. Yeah, the Yellow Jacket, from him being taken into the quantum realm. And you realize in the movie, his body is like body shrinking and his head gets big and he just goes away. I like how they actually included that into Ant-Man 3. Also, MODOK cheeks. Why did I see, excuse my French, why did I see MODOK's ass cheeks? What was that about? Do you not remember that? It was like a really quick cut. And they
It was really quick. It wasn't needed, but I mean,
why did I see that?
Maybe someone wanted it.
What?
Someone in the story studio wanted that.
People, people get mad at seeing She-Hulk twerk with Megan Thee Stallion, but we have seen Hulk's ass cheeks and now MODOK's ass cheeks, and I hear nobody complaining about that. All right, Janet.
Listen to me, honey.
What
the is wrong with you? This whole movie could have been solved a while ago.
Exactly.
A long time ago. Because when did she come back? She came back in the first one, right?
She came back right after Infinity War.
This could have been solved 3 years ago.
Like,
if you would have opened your mouth about what was going on in
the
Quantum Universe. Like, why would you not tell us that there is a Avenger killing individual who does not care about anybody in the Quantum Universe killing other people and not tell anybody?
As soon as you got out, I know Thanos was tearing stuff up. You had to focus on Thanos. But as soon as everybody got like arrested,
your head could have flicked back on and said, "Oh, by the way, I almost died."
Yeah.
I can't really forget that I almost died a second ago. You know.
Like, oh, by the way, there's like a black guy down there. He was.
And he's a black.
Yeah, we were.
You know, white people always, if you see something, say something. And now it's the black person, and you're not gonna tell anybody, Janet.
Come on, Janet.
But
like, Janet could have easily went up to Scott, or maybe even Hank, and been like, hey, there's like a tyrant down there that's,
killing people.
I touched a little thing of his, and he's a conqueror. He's destroyed timelines and stuff.
Like
I know
a lot of people.
Thanos, but like, we're gonna need to bring up She-Hulk or something. Like, I know She-Hulk was a big deal. Who doesn't know about She-Hulk in the MCU? Like, she was a big deal. She was trending. You could have brought her up. She could have went to go talk to Bruce. I know Bruce was gone, but when Bruce came back, could have talked to Bruce. Bruce could have talked to. Oh my God, where are the Avengers? They're all gone. They're all
doing something. But you could have talked to.
You could have talked to anybody.
Anybody.
Literally anybody. Janet. What are you doing?
Spider-Man suppressed as hell. I'm sure he just didn't want to be at home right now. So
Spider-Man needed something.
He would have been down to do it.
He would not have been much of a help, but he would have been down.
But we're gonna get off of Janet.
Yeah. Let's talk about the comedy of the movie.
Okay.
Really funny movie.
It's a really funny movie.
Yeah, it's funny.
I laughed a few times.
One joke got ruined. I hate it.
Let's do the good jokes first before we start crunking on this movie. Now, number one,
the hole's alien.
That was a good. He was great. He was great because when they first got down there and they were talking about, like they were just like screaming at Ant-Man and his daughter, and then they were literally, he thought he was gonna die, and then his daughter was like, "Drink the juice," and he was like, "What?" And then once he drank the juice, they all started talking English, like regular English, like normal civilized human beings. That was good.
His first like lines of dialogue.
How many holes do you have?
Yeah, how many holes do you have? And then like when he.
And then the mind controlling guy was like. He's a human. We have 7, and then he was just the long pause.
Count. He's like
the long pause of thinking.
Oh my God.
And I was even in the movie there. I was like,
yeah, I had to think too. I was like,
I only counted 2.
Yeah.
But they counted the nostrils and the ears.
But like,
4 or 5. Wait, they counted the front too.
Oh yeah, they counted that too. Yeah.
I was about to count the eyeballs for a second.
Yeah, me too. I was gonna count like the.
I don't think they counted. I don't think they counted those.
No. Another piece of dialogue he said. It's one of the first things he says, and it had me dying. It's like he approaches Scott, and he's like, "Did you drink the juice?" Like, I don't know why that had me dying. I don't know. It reminded me. I know I shouldn't really bring him up, but it reminded me of Justin Roiland. I know, terrible person, but like just his comedy. It always has me dying. I shouldn't bring up Justin Roiland again.
You're still bringing him up.
It reminded me of it's Morty. It was literally Morty from Rick and obviously Rick and Morty. But yeah, it was the whole alien was literally Morty. If only, but I know. If only they. I'm gonna keep it like that. He's a terrible person. I have to keep it like he's a terrible person.
Said this 3 times, but he's still gonna tell you how funny he is.
He's a terrible person. Justin Roiland is a scumbag. Attack on Tylin says Justin Roiland is a scumbag. He's a terrible person.
Rick and Morty poster.
He's a terrible
Rick and Morty poster on the wall.
He's a terrible person. All right, so we've been talking about spoilers. I got my glasses on now, but we've been talking about spoilers, and I think I should let everybody know that nobody dies in this movie but Kang. And I think I've already brought this up. I don't remember it. It's been a long night, but Kang.
I'm gonna expose you. This man rounds crazy. Our friend Lily came in and he said, "What time is it?" He said it's 1. It is 12:20. This man's talking about 1. Who made this man father time to round 40 minutes?
It keeps me on my toes. Okay,
keep shining. Anyways, the stakes.
Yeah, the stakes. Nobody dies in this movie. And the way they built this, you can see the trailer right here. The way they're building this movie up is that Kang is this big bad. He's gonna tear everybody up. Like he's untouchable. There's points in this movie where they go small and they're about to attack him. There's literally a point where he literally enlarges one of them. Because he's just, I forgot what scene it was. I think it was Janet. She was running away and he literally just does that and she gets big and falls. And I'm like, okay, if he's this bad of a threat, if he has the Force too. We'll talk about how this relates to Star Wars, but everything. This is a Star Wars movie. But anyways, he has the Force too, and there's points where he pulls. I think you guys seen it, but he pulls Scott into like this barrier, and he's just holding him there. He does the same thing with Cassie too, and he's just holding him. So there's a point at the end of this movie where he comes down and he's just tearing everything up. But you think about it, and you're like, well, how come he just doesn't snap his fingers and just like twirl his wrist or something and just snap all their necks?
How come he just doesn't use his power?
Yeah, he doesn't. He barely uses his power.
And then, literally, when Ant-Man was running towards the ship that he was about to fly out in order to go back to the Earth, I'm just like,
why aren't you stopping this? He's literally standing there. He's like, fire. And then there's literally a scene where Ant-Man turns into Captain America.
You have a power that vaporizes people? Because he just started vaporizing all the aliens. Why don't you just vaporize this giant man?
Yeah, like, I don't know. They nerfed Kang. Like, don't Marvel, don't build up this and this is just me talking. I don't have no hindsight of the future of what Kang is, but for first impressions, don't build up this guy to be big bad, and then have him get killed
by Ant-Man.
And have him get torn up by ants. But to be fair, those ants did live like 1,000 lives before ours or something.
They're
like
ants.
that. Yeah, but they're ants.
They're ants.
This is Kang. He's a destroyer of
This
worlds.
is a menace.
But he can't hold back some ants.
Kill ants.
Like, what in the world? Another thing,
No sense.
I want to mention this too. The fight scenes. Jonathan Major's mannerisms when he's using the beams and stuff. Like, there was a point where he's shotgun blasting. He's just boom, boom, boom. That was so cool. And there was a point where he screams and he's like, ah! And then like there's like a blast of energy. I love his mannerisms. It's so cool. Like it really made me feel as if like it made it feel as if Kang was like strong. But you know, again, he was killed by Ant-Man. Yeah, but again, there's no stakes in this movie. Nobody dies. Like literally, you could have at least had like Janet.
Honestly, this movie didn't have to be done. It goes back to what's her name? Back to what's her stupid name?
Cassie?
Not Cassie, the mom.
Janet.
Well, she's not the mom, but you know.
Yeah.
Janet, like, there's no one that died. Even at the end, when it's assumed that Kane dies, they still get to go home.
Yeah, they all get to go home.
Ant-Man and the Wasp still get to go home. Like it got kind of scary at one point because the portal closes after Kane disappears. I'm like, oh shoot, they got stuck in the quantum universe, right?
Yeah.
But no. Cassie opens a new one and they go all home and they have a happy ever after. But at the end, we were just talking about this. At the end, literally, when he was walking down the street, just how it started at the beginning, he starts questioning himself, like, is this man really dead? Like, you know, he was talking about all this stuff, talking about like there's something coming and everything, and we're like, oh shoot, maybe something's gonna happen. No.
He goes and eats
Nothing
cake.
happens. He eats cake at the end and he goes, ugh.
What
and
really
that's
would
the
have
end.
been cool, this didn't even have to tie into anything, but just to keep the stakes going, just to keep the feeling of Kang there, as he's walking down, like, thinking like, oh man,
did I really kill this man?
Have a Kang walk by him or something.
Or, yeah, and say no.
Just have a Kang
walk by and be like, you
didn't. And just walk by. He doesn't even have to say anything. Just have him walk
smile.
By. And then he's just like, oh my god. And then boom, cut the movie. That's all you had to do. You did it with Multiverse of Madness, but then again, Multiverse of Madness, it was like cliffhanger, but it all got resolved in like literally the next scene. But then again, we could say this for the next scene, like, because of the post-credit scene, we did see all the Kangs coming, but like those Kangs are losers. They're not as cool as this one. Those Kangs are losers. There's literally one pumping himself up, one was barking, one was screaming. I don't know why that one was screaming. They all were like hyped up. I thought Kang was supposed to be like this cool, like the one that we saw was calm,
very calm.
Back,
he was about to kill Cassie.
Yeah, there's literally a point in this movie. Oh my god!
He's like, I'm about to kill this girl.
Yeah, it's one of the coldest lines, bro. He's like, I will kill your daughter. And then rewind time
and make you watch me kill her over and over and over again until you want to kill yourself. I was like, this man is a fiend.
I was like, oh my god.
This man is a fiend, and you guys let him die to Ant-Man.
That is so, yeah.
Out of everybody. Everybody. Come on.
I could have taken, like, I don't know. Like,
but I don't want you guys to think that we don't like the movie.
We love it.
We're just giving our takes on how it could have been more.
Yeah, you guys know me.
More powerful, you know. So
I tend to hate on things that I love the most. So
yeah, we're passionate because we like it and we want it to be perfect.
Passion. Passion. Speaking of Cassie, because we just talked about Kang wanting to kill her, I'm not a fan of her actress, man. I mentioned it in my TikTok. It's I have this, maybe I should stop doing this, but I really have this, like, just this mindset of Kate Bishop. Kate Bishop, perfect next generation of Marvel superhero. I love Kate Bishop in Hawkeye. I love Haley Steinfeld, just the chemistry between her and the guy that plays Hawkeye, Jeremy Renner, I think that's his name. Jeremy Renner, yeah. Yeah, just the huh?
He's an app.
An app?
He's an app called Jeremy Renner, and it's like a Twitter where only people can talk about Jeremy Renner.
What a narcissist.
More than narcissist.
Wow. Anyway, what? But literally, I always have this like mind. Again, I have this mindset where it's like, it's like she's the like the what is it, pinnacle?
So you don't like her because you feel like her acting isn't there?
No, well,
number don't like her?
Number one, her acting just wasn't. Her line deliveries are like.
Whenever I looked at her, I was just like, this feels like a Disney.
Yeah, she's a Disney actress. She really felt like.
Is she?
No, I don't know. She really.
But
felt
she
like
really felt like it felt like she was about to get a wand and be like, "I'm Cassie, and you're watching Marvel."
Yeah.
And be like, it was just like.
She felt like she was in like 16 Wishes or like.
Dad.
Yeah, like something. Oh my God! How many times does she keep saying "Dad"?
Dad.
Dad. Dad.
I miss you, Peanut.
Dad.
Shut up. Shut up.
Oh my God! You got this, Dad. Oh
like
my
even when she was
God.
getting kind of ripped apart by Kane in the cell across her. Dad.
Oh my God!
Don't do it.
Don't do it, Dad.
Like I'd be like, Dad, do it. I'm dying.
Yeah,
like
she got more tolerable towards the end where she was big, and then her and Scott hugged. That made me smile. She was like, "Oh, I'm big just like you," and like it was a nice heartfelt.
It was a cute moment, but again, Kang should have came in and beat both of them.
Yeah, again, Kang
just sitting there.
Kang died.
Come on.
Man. But another thing. I think I mentioned this. I don't remember. But there's a joke where she basically tells MODOK. Have we talked about MODOK? We talked about MODOK. Oh, this movie is Star Wars. This is a Star Wars movie.
It's literally Star Wars.
It's literally a Star Wars movie.
You could put a Star Wars intro and you wouldn't know. You could put Star Wars, the boom, and then just put featuring Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yeah, it's literally Star Wars. This is
Aliens, Star Wars.
Yeah.
The scenes, Star Wars. Literally, Kane's literal, I guess his headquarters or his like throne looks like the Senate.
The Empire.
It literally looks like the Senate.
He literally even mentioned something about the Empire, and then you see like a bunch of soldiers.
A bunch of soldiers. They're just
like,
blue. They just have blue, silk. Not blue.
Their aims were bad too. They're stormtroopers.
Stormtroopers. They just have
Kang
spears on their
literally
head
has the
instead
Force.
of the mask.
Dude, Kang is literally Darth Vader. Kang had the Force. He had a big hologram where he's talking to people. There is a cantina scene. There is a Tatooine cantina scene where they are getting drinks and stuff. And you just see a bunch of different aliens. This movie is Star Wars.
And and then I can hear people saying, they have flying spaceships and they have monsters. You guys are gonna just automatically make the comparison that it's Star Wars because Star Wars does it. No, because Dune. I don't know if you ever watched Dune, but Dune had some similarity to Star Wars, but it was not Star Wars. It was nothing like Star Wars, So there's a way in order for you to do space movies or do something where you're involving spaceships and other aliens and not make it look like Star Wars.
Yeah. I looked at some of these scenes. I'm like,
I'm just like, I literally took pictures because I was just like, this is Star Wars.
Yeah, this is literally Star Wars.
Like, you won't see the difference. It just looks like a fighting scene from Star Wars. It was a really good one. Look at this! It looks like he's in a spaceship! But he's not! He's in the quantum universe.
Yeah.
And it looks like he's in a spaceship.
Yeah, it literally looks like he's looking at the stars in Star Wars. Like he's like, those scenes where they're in the spaceships and you just see the stars in the back? Literally look like that.
Literally.
But,
so, I mean, they're from the same company, so
yeah,
who knows?
Disney.
They probably got some motivation, but
yeah, this movie's Star Wars.
Feels very much they just went into Star Wars draft page and said, that looks good.
Yeah.
Can I get that?
Be like that.
Can I get that?
Yeah, this is just Star Wars.
And they were like, what are you making this for? Ant-Man. And they were like, okay.
Okay, well, what do you need? We want a cantina scene, just like the one from A New Hope.
Can you give us your spaceships you've never used?
Oh yeah, also the space and the aliens. Some of the costumes that you had for Star Wars, we'll just spray paint. Another cool scene that happened was the probability land. Basically that was a scene where basically Kane tells Ant-Man, hey, steal this thing for me. We're not gonna go into detail, but he basically tells him to steal this thing for me, and Ant-Man goes in there. And basically, he goes into this area where basically every probability of anything of what could happen in that moment existed. So there were just different types of Ant-Man everywhere. And there's this point where, like, obviously chaos happens because Ant-Man's an idiot. So obviously it doesn't all go to plan. There's also a Ben and Jerry's Ant-Man. And I like that because there is a chance that he could just go back and work at Ben and Jerry's.
There was some really good comedy in the
this is funny. This movie,
like, literally one of them was just like, why should we listen to you? You're not the real one. And then he was the real one.
Yeah. Yeah, he was like, oh yeah, I got it. You got us down here. I was like, well, that means I'm the real one then. Yeah. That was funny. And also, this, again, what was I about to say? Oh yeah, this movie is everything Thor: Love and Thunder should have been. I'm just gonna keep it as that. I hate Thor: Love and Thunder now that this movie's out, because how dare you?
You're on a tangent now.
Yeah, how dare you? I am going on a tangent. I'm getting on topic. Okay, but anyways, I forgot where I was. I'm getting off topic. Blind Rage. Okay, yeah, the probability world.
Land.
Yeah, Land. Yeah, there was like, and it was filled with comedy. It was super funny, and there was one scene where with the Wasp, what's her name? Hope. I think it's Hope. She goes in there. And there's a point where they meet each other, and all the different probabilities go into
Swoop into each other. That was
a really cool scene.
Yeah.
Another thing, just gonna keep it there. Wasp. This movie should have just been called Ant-Man, because Wasp really didn't do anything.
Wasn't here a lot.
Yeah, wasn't there a lot.
She was just a complaining daughter
Yeah.
who was mad at her mother for not telling her that, hey, I have a tyrant that's trying
Yeah.
to kill me.
And
But
she
can we be mad at her?
Yeah, she kicked the little butt too. That was it.
Yeah.
She shot her little wrist things. That was mostly all she did. But yeah, that was a really cool scene.
Could have been mainly called Ant-Man and Cassie.
Ant-Man and Cassie, yeah. Mostly Ant-Man though.
Yeah.
Cassie. Oh, bless her heart. We've already talked about the post-credit scene that had all the different Kangs in there. But we didn't talk about the one that ties directly into Loki season 2. And I think this Kang is going to. This might be the whole reason I watched Loki season 2. This Kang is going to be an absolute menace. This introducing Frederick Douglass Kang. Oh my God, 1800s Kang. Do you know what was happening? I'm not gonna say it, but do you know what's happening in the 1800s? And now that there's this dude with all this power we personally don't even know if this originates from the 1800s.
No.
He had the Frederick Douglass haircut.
He did have the Frederick. That's the only reason why we're
That's the only reason why we're saying it.
But
so I'm just gonna put 2 and 2 together and say, like, this one is from the 1800s.
And it had like a brown tint on it, so
Yeah.
it made it look old.
Yeah, and I feel like this Kang is going to be the most dangerous one. Because let him find out. He already has this power. Let him find out that all the Avengers are white.
He's no fucking.
Let him find out. This
I
one.
don't think Black.
No, Black Panther he's an Avenger.
But he kind of stands by him. He probably won't fight. He probably gonna be like, look, my brother wants his reparations.
Yeah.
And he is not getting them yet, so
yeah, he's gonna.
Y'all gotta do this on your own.
This Kang is going to tear stuff up.
Tear them up.
Dude, he is literally going to wipe out every single time.
This is the Kang that I'm hoping
exist,
was the Kang that we did not get. The one that's just like, who's someone that we don't care about. Any of the what's it called?
Captain America.
Not Captain America.
I like Captain America.
If any of the Guardians of the Galaxy, if any of them just start running towards him, he'll just out of here.
But we like the Guardians though.
I know, but it would be very much like
it would be like a gut wrench,
like
a gut punch.
We didn't even get a hit.
Yeah, I hope that Kang. I think that Kang's only going to be in like season 2 of Loki and probably get killed.
Yeah, but
which sucks. But Frederick Douglass Kang.
Come on.
That was our review of Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. We ran through everything that we liked, everything we didn't like. But yeah, overall, what do you give the movie?
I give it an 8 out of 10.
I give it a 9 out of 10. Honestly, it would be a perfect 10 if
someone
Kang
died.
did some damage. If Kang actually did
Real
some
damage.
Real damage.
Not extras killed.
Yeah, just not
They don't count.
extras.
They're not people.
Cannon fodder, that's what they were. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. I hope you guys enjoyed our special guest here. I might want to try to have more special guests every time a movie comes out. Just because I feel as if the reviews by myself, they get a little bit boring because, you know, it's just me. You gotta have someone else's thoughts, you know? But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. Again, make sure you guys like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Subscribe, or Frederick Douglass King will come for you, and you don't want that.
Yeah.
He'll erase your
timeline.
Yeah. So make sure you guys,
especially if you're white.
Yeah. I don't think we can say that.
I think we can. If you're white, please subscribe because we're owed reparations.
I don't think we can say that. I'll have to edit that out. But anyways, yeah.